Good morning, all. I welcome you for the video lecture on analyzing email datasets. Okay. So before getting into the topic, I want you to know about what is the purpose of analyzing email dataset at first. Okay. So while coming for your digital forensic, so it's a major priority. It will be in a digital mode. The primary evidence collection may be inside your emails, like it might be a link or an images embedded in it, or an like attachment which has been attached to your email. Okay. So what is the process involved in analyzing email data set is about? You're going to extract the email, you're going to process what are the different types of attachment you have, from where it has, from the source and the destination, what type of protocol it has been used. So these are the topics that will be covered under the processing. So next topic you will be having interpreting the email metadata content. So in this, the metadata content is about how to other subfields which is related to a email. Okay, so whether you have a CC or a BCC, or you are using POP3, or what type of protocol you're going to use, so everything will be covered under your metadata. Next, coming for your attachment to uncover the evidence related to cyber crimes, fraud, phishing, and other malicious activity. So the major analyzed in your email data set is about to find whether the attachment have any evidence over it. Okay, because like if you have a bank fraudulent activity by clicking the link which has been generated through the email, like for example, you got a message, you can download the financial statement of this particular month, you can by clicking on this link. Obviously we have a urge to click on the link and to get the data to be downloaded, right? So while clicking on those type of link, that will lead to a cyber threat, or the phishing activity can be done on your system by freezing your passwords which has been auto saved everything. Okay, so these are the some of the malicious activity can be taken over. Okay, so how are we going to extract the data, what are the different meta data, how are you going to analyze, we're going to see in this particular slide. Okay, so first one is about data extraction source. First, to extract the data, the first thing you want to know about where the sources we can extract the data. Okay, the first one is about email server, then you will be having a client applications, then you have your cloud based email providers. Okay, so normally you have an internet type of communication, you can get the data from the email server itself. While coming for your client application, you can take that using your Outlook data or a Thunderbird, like a third party applications. Okay, so while coming for your cloud based email providers like Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, Office 365, so these are comes under your cloud based data. Okay, so this is your fact how the data have been classified and how the data can be extracted with this. Okay, so in the next concept, like what are the formats that your data source can have is, one is your PST, another one is your OST, then you have mbox, EML, MSD, and raw SMTP logs. Okay, so these are the different extensions of the log source. Okay, so while coming for your how to extract the data using your tool means, the first tool you will be having is your FTK, another one is your NCase, then you have your X1 social discovery. So X1 social discovery, it minority of this tool is to extract the data which is of social platform. Next you have a mail examiner, then you have a open source tool called email to DB. Okay, so these are the different tools which have been involved to extract the data from the email data set. Okay, so next part we're going to see about what are the metadata for should be taken for the analysis. Okay, so first one is about, we will be getting into the header files first, from where it has been sent to whom it has to be, like a receiver, and whether it has any carbon copy or any blind carbon copy, reply to, timestamps, and unique message identifiers like a keywords. So these are the some of the metadata which should be analyzed in your header field. While coming for your IP tracking, so identify the center location and tracing the email routing, we will be using your IP tracking methods. Next you have a authentic checks. So how are you going to make authentic checks whether the mail have received from the authenticated sender or not? So that is by using SPF, DKIM, and DMARC validation to detect the spoofed mail. For example, like in our organization mail, even if we are getting a mail from our organization ID to the organization ID, so we will get a disclaimer, right? So what is the purpose of giving that disclaimer is about to validate the user. Okay, so that was the thing. So that is called as the authentication check. Okay, so next is about, so how are you going to like how are you going to analyze the email data set by the content related way. Okay, so first thing is about you're going to use the keyword search method. So how does this keyword search will work on means, it look for the suspicious phrase or names or key topics. Obviously the content related phishing or the fraudulent activity will be of catchy formats, and it we don't aware of the whether it has been embedded with a link or not. Okay, so this type of keyword, like attractive keywords, like coming for the like you have a job vacancy, or TCS is hiring some amount of vacancy. So obviously, as a job seeker, we will have a greater intention to click on the link to view the post on it, right? So these are some of the keywords that the suspicious phrases or the names on the key topics where they can make their fraudulent activity. Next, you have a concept called as the linguistic analysis. So what is meant by linguistic analysis? About to detect anomalies, phishing attempts, or any social engineering tactics. Okay, like social engineering tactics is about to get connected to our social networks. So that type of phishing activity can be occurred. Okay, so next, through attachment and analysis, definitely if you're going to download one attachment from the email, obviously if we have a Windows security or the third party security installed in our system, so it will automatically it will detect for the malware or embedded scripts over there or any hidden files over there. Okay, so that is your attachments on the link. Next, you have a concept called as the network and the relationship analysis. How are you going to map that into a one-to-one relationship or one-to-many relationship? So you have a two different method. One is your graph analysis, another one is your social network analysis. While coming for your graph analysis, it's going to map the sender and the relation. Why this mapping have been happened is to uh, detect the hidden networks or the fraud links, whether like consider you have a group of people, many intruders have been into that group. Okay, so how to identify that? Okay, so this technique of graph analysis may be used. Next, you have a context of social network analysis to identify the communication pattern to link analysis in the cybercrime investigation. So like in your we will be, while seeing in your crime related movies, which is network to a social network, related to a social network, obviously we will be finding the patterns, right? What are the call logs they've been done with a particular person, or if there is any email related to it, or like if you have any social chats related to that. So the finding pattern is much more important in your digital forensic to identify the what admissible evidence. Okay, so next, like what are the different sources? We have already seen the different sources of email where the email data can be collected. The first one is your email server, that is the intra-connected email servers, so specialized for the particular organization. Next, you have a client application, like we have a Outlook, then you have a Mozilla Thunderbird and Apple Mail and all. Next, you have a concept called as a cloud-based service. So in that you have a Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Proton Mail. So you have a local storage things called PST, OST, Mbox, EML, MSG files. The network, how to capture the network means PCAP file containing SMTP, IMAP, and POP3 packets. Okay. So that the different sources of an email. So this is a sample example. What are the different fields to be analyzed? First, we're going to get the received, where it has been received, from date, from to what subject it is, message ID, and you have a X mailer. So what, from which mail the mail have been sent. Okay, so these are the different fields we have from, to, date, received, and message ID. So from to will be sent, from is your sender email address, to can be recipient email address. What is date? The mail sent date. Received means like what mode it has been received, that is mail server routing informations. While coming for your message ID, so it might be of a unique identifier for the email. So this, based upon this message ID, it can detect whether it is a duplicate or a spam mail. So when we receive the mail or a promotional message from the particular website, obviously it gives you a spam alert, right? Spam alert. So how it has been spammed mail means, like using your message ID only, because it's a unique ID for every organization mail which has. Okay,
So next you have a different types of frameworks. We have Xmailer. So what is this purpose of this Xmailer is, it is a software which is used to identify the spoofing or the spoof email or the phishing mails. Okay, so then you have a sender policy framework. It verifies the sender whether it has an authorized mail, like sender mail it is. Okay, then you have a domain key identified mail. It will check whether the email was tampered during the any transmission or not. Next you have DMARC. So domain based message authentication reporting and conformance to ensure this SPF and DKIM has been met out or not. Okay, so the majority, like the digital forensic in your like analyzing your email set falls on your SPF and DKIM. So based upon this, these two satisfied, the DMARC will obviously will be satisfied on it. Okay, so what are the different tools to identify the email header analysis? Is MX toolbox header analyzer, EXIF tool, extract the email from the metadata, Wireshark, Google admin toolbox. So these are the different thing which is going to analyze your header files. Okay, so have it in your online as well as your offline mode. Okay, so this how the analysis of email data set using your digital forensic have been done. So I'll summarize this lecture. First we have seen what are the different data source, how the emails have been, how to view your emails, and we have seen what are the different method, whether it is in a content based or content analysis or header analysis, so attachment, so everything we have done with that. Then we have seen what are the different tools to analyze the particular header on it. Okay, so thank you for listening. Have a great day.